You lot were right, okay? You guys were absolutely right, because what in God's given earth was this episode? Don't get me wrong. I thought this is a bit slanted. There we go. On God's given... What am I saying? You guys were right in terms of, like, what on earth was this? What? I can't get my words out of my mouth. That's how much... I was just watching this episode. I was confused. I was baffled. I had a lot of emotions. But before we get into it, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as you already know, I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so be sure to join the family. Without further ado, let's get straight into this review. I can't lie, I'm hot, so I need to put on the fan. So the episode continues off with Casey and Patrick having a conversation in the hotel. And Casey's basically saying that she cannot do this anymore. And she said that Patrick deserves someone who is obsessed with him. You wasn't fooling anybody. Newsflash. You actually wasn't fooling anybody. Like, from how, when you saw him, there was no excitement. It seemed like he was reading off a script. Like he was being prompted to say what you needed to say. There was no excitement. So you wasn't actually, you wasn't fooling anybody, to be honest. Patrick isn't understanding that she is cutting ties. Like, Patrick kept saying, oh, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. Or we'll take it slow. No, Patrick, I'm so sorry to burst your bubble. She's not interested. She doesn't want anything to do with you. It's as simple as day. Like, literally, that's all it comes down to. They were both annoying me because it's like, she wasn't saying it directly how she wanted to say it. She was just like, like, I do love you. Just say that you don't want to be with him. I mean, you should have said that from the very beginning and not pretended. Because she even knew deep down that she didn't want to be with him from the pods. But you see, Casey came on there to waste time. She came on the show to waste time. And I know when she saw him, she wasn't feeling him like that. I just know. I'm sorry to put it like that. But that's the truth. When she saw what he looked like, she was like, oh. Guys, that's what it is. She even said it. And we'll get to it, but she said it. Patrick is saying that he still feels good about her and that he will take it slow. Casey said the attraction to Patrick just doesn't go that much, but told him that it's not that she isn't attracted to him. You aren't. And it's okay. The thing is, if we're honest from the beginning, it makes everybody's lives easier. You understand? Like, obviously you don't tell someone to their face, I don't find you attractive. That's just downright rude. You don't do that. But in terms of, like, you could have said, oh, you could have made up something and just been like, yeah, this isn't going to work. But you know what? In all fairness, at least you didn't take him on the holiday and do all of that. So, yeah, that, I can respect... I can respect her a little bit for not wasting his time completely, but she still wasted his time. We now move on to the honeymoon phase. They are going to Mexico. Edmund ended up getting Calibria a gift. Megan wanted to know the meaning of Jordan's tattoos, but he's saying that it doesn't have a meaning. Anton, you need to stop kissing with your eyes open. I remember when I was DL, and at the time I had a girlfriend, and the reason why I put girlfriend because the relationship probably lasted 2 weeks, so that's why I'm doing girlfriend in inverted commas. I remember I kissed the girl with my eyes open. And the man then violated me for it. They said, you kiss with your eyes open, this, that, and the third. That's what I knew, never to kiss with my eyes open again. It's just a thing, innit? Like, you don't kiss. Some people do it. Some people do it, some people don't. It's up to however you feel in the moment. Me personally, though, I've trained myself not to kiss with my eyes open. Some people just like to look at what they're... But, yeah, it is what it is. Anton is saying he spent $5,000 on the ring, and Ali's saying, she would have preferred... Not she would have preferred, but basically kind of questioning, how come he didn't spend $10,000? So now we get on to Madison and Joe. Madison is saying that she could see, but in low light, she has more trouble. And Madison asks, does that make Joe nervous? And he said he will make sure that she is all good. Joe said that he's into thinner women. That's just his preference. Amber flag. And the reason why I say amber flag, because obviously Madison, and I'm just going to call it for what it is. I'm not body shaming. I'm not doing any of that. but I have to call it for what it is. She's not on the thin side of things. So obviously, she's more on the thicker side. And that's okay, that's fine. But his preference is more thinner. That's already kind of turned him off. From time people mention that this is not their particular type, or this is not their preference, this, that, and the third, 7 times out of 10, it's not going to work out because they're not physically attracted to you, because you're just not their type like that. But I'm going to get into Joe, because Joe was playing the fool in today's episode. He was one of them that was playing the fool. He's saying that the physical attraction can grow. I'm trying to think, have I ever been in a predicament like that? No, I haven't. I've never been in a predicament where I haven't physically been attracted to someone, but then I've never been in a predicament like that. I would never put myself in a predicament like that. That's just such an odd kind of... That's just an odd situation to kind of be in, to be honest. Madison asked him, what was it like when he first saw her? And he answered, it felt like a stranger. I can understand that to an extent, in terms of like you trying to put like voice to face and stuff like that. I can understand that to an extent. Madison asked Joe, does he feel like she is his person? I could answer that no, but he said yes, but it's a no. That delayed response, it meant no, but he wanted to say yes because he didn't want to hurt her feelings. Madison, run. Run, especially after the behavior Joe portrayed today. You need to run. Do not stay. Do not put yourself through that misery and continue to pretend like there's something there. Run. That's all I'm going to say. Madison asked Joe, sorry, I'm repeating. I feel like Joe is trying to convince himself he loves Madison. He keeps saying, yeah, I love you very much. I love you so much. You know that ones when people say there's a word for it, but I can't quite remember the word. When you keep repeating something over and over and over and over again, you repeat it so much of the fact that you end up believing what you're saying. This is what he's trying to do. That's what Joe's trying to do. So we get to Edmund and Calibria, and there was a bug in the bathroom, and Edmund is saying, Edmund's one of those people that he doesn't believe in killing bugs, and he wants to give the bug a chance to live and stuff like that. That bug is getting killed. I'm so sorry. For all you bug lovers out there, the bug is getting killed. What's a bug doing in my vicinity? It's not supposed to be in my vicinity. You could fly outside. You could be wherever you want to be. Outside is fine. I don't trouble you outside. You don't see me going and chase after bugs outside. But once you enter my domain, my vicinity, you have to get killed. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So for all you people out there that don't like killing spiders and killing all this type of... Sorry, you're in my domain. You're in my vicinity. Nah. And I don't like bugs as well. So no. I'm with Calibri on this one. Yeah, I'm with Calibri on this one. They now are starting to show everyone on their dates, and then we get to I didn't obviously write down everybody's dates, that's just too long, but I just wrote down some key things. So Calibria and Edmund are on like a lunch date. Calibria is saying that she sees everything as competition and how she doesn't view like the world like other women do, in terms of like she likes to gift her man. She sees it as kind of competition. So like now that Edmund got her gifts, she feels like she needs to match up to that. I personally like Calibria. I like her mentality. She believes like it's not just the man's role to be doing all of that. If you're traditional, then cool. But she doesn't see the world like other women. She likes to make her man smile. She likes to gift her man. We like that. I'm saying we like that like I date women, but I'm sure men like that. I'm sure the men like that. They like women like that anyway. Calibria gives Edmund a scenario now. And she's basically saying, if a man who is like kind of bulky comes up to her trying to move to her and is up in her face, how would Edmund react? Because obviously she's asking these questions because she could potentially be marrying this man. She needs to know, are you going to be my protector? Edmund is always saying he doesn't like confrontation. He's not going to feed into it, and he's just going to walk away. So then Calibria was like, okay, we tried to walk away and he grabs my arm. Because obviously he's trying to get out of it, but Calibria's giving him other, like, she keeps adding to the scenario because these situations happen. These are real life situations that happen to women. So it's like, okay, let's just say this was to happen. How you responding? He then proceeds to say, he's saying that he won't say anything to the man. Wait, hold on. He won't say anything to the man. Okay, it's my typing. He's saying that he still won't say anything to the man, this, that, and the third. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not liking what I'm hearing. You're supposed to be the protector, and you just saying you will walk. I understand you're trying to take the high road, but someone's just put hands on your woman now. Your wife, in that aspect, because she's going to be your wife. Someone's just put hands on your wife, and you haven't got anything to say. You're not going to do anything. Even just say, okay, you don't have to be like a fighter. No one said you to box the man down. No one's saying that. Because I'm not a fighter myself. I'm not going to risk my freedom for some punk. I ain't doing that. But I will be like, yeah, I can't, like, you need to take your hands off her. You just doing that is showing, okay, cool, like, you have it within you. You don't like confrontation, but someone just put hands on your wife. That's overstepping a boundary. And you ain't gonna do nothing? Calibria, you need to... Girl, you really need to look out for this one, because... What the fuck? That... Hey, the way that my heart jumped, I know what that was, but the way that my heart jumped, hey, what the hell? But like I was saying, Calibria needs to watch out for that one, because from time he's saying he's not gonna do anything, that's to me, that's a red flag personally. So Calibria she even helped him out. She helped him out and she said, let me take away the size. I said, if he was the same size as you, what would you do? The man is still saying he's not going to do anything. Calibria, fight, run. End it. Forget it. Edmund is not that... Edmund doesn't give me... Edmund doesn't give me that type of vibe anyway. Like, he doesn't give me that vibe. He doesn't give that vibe at all. Madison says, Madison and Joby get to their date. They're on a boat. Madison says, she always says, I love you first to Joe. Like, she feels like she's always the one to say, I love you first. And Madison felt like she wasn't enough for Joe the night before. Like I said, we're gonna get into Joe when I get to it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Annie said, when they are married, will their relationship remain the same as it is now? Well, obviously, at the start, and people always say this, at the start of a marriage, at the start of a relationship, it's all nice and sweet and cute. But later on down the line, things start to turn old mass. It's the same that we say in the Caribbean, where things start to go left sometimes, and it's how you handle yourselves throughout it's how you handle yourself in that situation is what really matters. Edmund, why was this man wearing tissue around his head like he's like it was a bandana? Edmund is a different guy. He's just different. I'm not judging him. Like, sometimes it's cool to be different, but he's on the... You know, there's a spectrum. He's right at the end. He's just different, boy. Edmund is different. All the couples end up now meeting each other. Edmund was having way too much energy. All that screaming and shouting he was doing at the pool. For me personally, that would be too much. I couldn't be with someone that has all that energy like that. Like, sometimes actually, like, take it down a bit. Like, he has way, like, woo, all that, whoa, like, I get that sometimes you could be excited, but all the time like that would get on my nerves. Like, that would, because guys, I'm a very, like, laid back, chilled person. So someone that always has that type of amped up energy, I'm not for it. The girls think that Annie and Nick look alike. I don't know if that's a good thing. People are saying you look like your partner. They're basically saying your brother and sister. I don't know if that's a good thing. I'll be so real. Calibria is waiting to have sex with Edmund until they both say yes on the wedding day, which is her prerogative, which she's absolutely fine to, if she wants to move like that, she can. She's absolutely fine for that. Megan says her and Jordan have had the best sex ever. No, sorry, I can't type. You know what? I cannot type, Megan says that she's had the best sex with Jordan for what? Wait, hold on. I need to figure out what I'm saying. Jordan and Megan have had the best sex. Not me actually struggling. Guys, wait, hold on. Megan was saying to the ladies that the sex that she has with Jordan is the best sex she's had in a while. Boom, I don't know what was going on. My mouth was doing a lot, but my brain wasn't working at that. I don't know what was happening. Edmund is saying to the guys, I hate when people speak like this, by the way. Edmund is saying he's got to hit before marriage. No, you don't. If Calibria doesn't want to, she doesn't have to. So you saying you've got to, it's your right, it's your constitutional right to have sex before. No, it's not. And men that talk like that it's scary to me. It's very, very scary, in fact. Men that start talking that type of ish, that are just so sex driven all the time. If that's your prerogative, that's fine, but just keep that over there away from me. I will have sex with you when I'm ready to have sex with you. And this is why, this is why, I'll be real, that's why some people end up cheating, because their sexual discipline isn't, they don't have discipline. That's why people go out and cheat. People go out and cheat because if maybe their wife, their boyfriend, or whoever isn't up for it one night or a couple of nights for whatever the reason may be, they'll go out and sleep with someone else because their sexual discipline they don't have. They don't have any. So that's why people end up going and cheat. I don't know. All the licking Calibria's feet, I'm not trying to be seeing that. I'll be so real. I get that people can be freaky and have a little bit of kink, have some kinks to them. That's fine. I'm not trying to be seeing a man licking toes. I'll be so real. That wasn't appealing to see. I'll be so honest with you. Edmund is now bringing up the Brendan situation to Annie, saying how it was crazy and that they were all crying. Read the room. I get that. Okay, you're back in Edmund, but read the room. Just read the room for a minute. Joe asked Madison, does she like Jordan? And she said, yeah, he's a good friend. And Jordan turns around and says, well, I don't like you. Jordan and Joe were really annoying me this episode. They were doing a bit too much. Actually, a bit's an understatement. They were doing too much. The way that they were interacting with each other, you thought that they were showing each other more attention than they were showing their women. It was a bit weird. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with male showing each other attention, so please don't misconstrue what I'm saying, but your women are right there, your fiancés, shall I say, but you're more interested in each other. That's what's weird. I even said he needs to cool off because he's doing a bit too much and he's coming across quite rude. Joe was getting a little close to Annie and she told him to move away. Megan said he might love Joe more than her, referring to Jordan. Like I said, they were really close. So when I say they were really close, that they were joking around with, they were talking to each other more than they were talking to their women, which was very the whole idea of this honeymoon. Yeah, you're all meeting each other, but then it's you still spend time with your fiancés. They were spending more time with each other. You understand? Jordan and Joe are the type of guys you can't go out with when they start acting stupid. I had to cut off people like that. When you go out with them clubbing, you go out with them to the bar or wherever, and they have one too many drinks, they start acting like damn idiots. They can't control their drink. They start acting a fool. I once or twice, okay, cool. A continuous thing, it starts to piss me off. And Joe and Jordan was you can't take these men out nowhere. Because when they've had a few to drink, they start acting stupid and saying dumb shit. Because now I'm going to have to be the one that... I'm going to look like the villain when I'm checking you. But really and truly, I shouldn't have to be checking you because you should be able to control your drink. You're old enough. Jordan, you're 29 with a child. You should know how to control your drink. Joe, you're 27. You're old enough. Know how to control your drink. I don't understand why people go out and just want to get drunk and act the fool. You're there with your fiancés and that's how you're behaving. It's not making no sense, honestly. Megan actually says that Jordan is annoying her. He was annoying me too. I'll be so honest. Madison was talking to Joe and he wasn't even paying attention to her. Like, he was talking, but then he would over talk and talk to someone else. I think it was either Jordan or someone else. And I'm thinking to myself, your fiance is trying to talk to you. How rude. Your fiance is actually trying to have a conversation with you and you're there just fobbing her off like we're not fobbing her off like that, but like just over talking her, acting like she's invisible and stuff like that. And it's like, you really don't like this lady. You really don't like her. Because me personally, if you really like her, you'll be paying attention to her, you'll be talking to her, you'll be spending time with her. You was more at the bar. You were just staying at the bar. It's like you were purposely not trying to spend time with her. You get it? Joe said that he's going back to the room to take a nap and told Madison not to come with him. This man does not like Madison. Madison, honey, run. This man does not like you. Because you see me, if I'm not feeling too good, and my partner asks, "Oh, where you going?" I'll be like, "I'm going back to the room to lie down." Or let's say we're on a group holiday for whoever, whether it's friends or what, and I'm not feeling too good, and I don't ask. I'm not telling my partner to stay, but I'm not asking him to come to. I'm just saying, I'm going back to the room because I'm not feeling too good, and my partner doesn't come with me to that room. There's gonna be a serious problem. And some of you might think it's petty. Some of you might think, what? Like, what's the point? What's the problem? The problem is, I'm not feeling too good in that sentence. It's not like to say I'm saying, oh, I'm just going back and lie down. I'm just going back and chill. Like, if you want to stay, you can stay. Like, I'm not feeling too good. That's the key part. I'm not feeling too good. And you don't come, that's a problem. So when Madison is asking Joe, should I come back with you? And he's saying no. Why is it no? Your fiance wants to come and make sure you're good. Like, why is it no? I'm telling you, like, I feel like some people have just come on this show. I feel like some people have just come on this show for the free holiday to get fame and success or to get clout or whatever it is, but it's not going to work out. I promise you, it's not going to work in your favor. Because look at Javen. Come look at Javen from Love is Blind UK. Where is he now? Like, where is he now? Joe is so drunk he cannot even remember. I put drunk, yeah, at first because I'm like, okay, cool. You know, sometimes when you've had a bit too much to drink, sometimes you might be. I was about to say blurred vision, but your memory might be hazed. Like, it's like I'm trying to fight, looking for the words to say. Your memory might be hazed. So okay, cool. He doesn't even remember that Madison was at the pool party. He all woke up and said, oh, where did you come from? Where? Like, it's like he woke up and he had no idea what was going on. He didn't know where he was, who he was with. Like, chill out. Like, it's just Madison. Like, chill out. He said that he didn't drink too much. So then my brain starts working. I start asking, is he on drugs? Because I've been around people, right, that have taken certain drugs before, they've done stuff, right? And I see how they act. And that's how some of them be acting. All delirious. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what day of the week it is. They're tripping. Joe was tripping. So, were you taking drugs? Or were you spiked? Because that's another thing we need to address. Could he have been spiked? But then I'm thinking, who would have done that? Like, who could have done that? But you never know. Because the way he was acting, that wasn't drunk. It wasn't giving drunk to me. Drunk is you still kind of have especially if you've napped it off, you would have your wits about you. He had nothing. So it's coming like the man was on drugs. That's what I'm saying. He asked her the same question about 4 times. Where have you been? She told you where she was. She was at the pool party where you was at. You was at the same place, but you came to take... He couldn't even remember that. So it's like, what is going on with Joe? Is everything actually okay? Like, seriously, like, what's going on with you? You've asked her the same question 4 times within the space of 2 minutes. Like, what's happening? And he wants Madison to stop saying he's effed up. And she's like, what do you mean? What do you mean I must stop? Joe, is there something that you've done that you don't want people to know about? Because the reason why she keeps saying it is because you look and are acting effed up. So when she keeps saying it, is there a reason why you don't want people to know? Or why you don't want people to think? Or you don't want people to... Like, are you hiding something? Like, Joe, what's going on? So then we get to Calibria and Edmund. And they are talking about which couples that they think will make it to the altar and say, I do. They threw in a few names there. I think one of them was Annie and Nick. Me personally, I don't see them. I don't see that happening. Anton and Ali, due to... Okay, you know what? Let me scrap from the coming up part. Let me scrap that and let me just talk about the first... Potentially, I'm not going through all the couples. I'm just going to go through the ones that they... What's the other one that they said? Who else did they say? They said Madison and Joe that is not happening. That is not... I can tell you that for free. That is not happening. Madison and Joe saying I do at the altar. That is not happening. I can tell you that much for free. Like, I can actually tell you that much for free. Calibria doesn't care about what other people have to say about them being the strongest or where they will place them as the strongest. But Edmund cares about what other people think. Edmund, my friend, I'll tell you this for free. That would kill you in life. I used to be one of those people. I used to be caring about what people think, people's opinions, what people think about me. I used to be a people pleaser. I used to want to please everyone and try and fit in. Nah, man. F what people are thinking. They're not paying. Like Calibria said, they're not paying your bills. Why do you care what people... That would literally eat you up alive. You need to stop caring what people think. You honestly need to stop caring what people think. So then, Calibria proceeds to ask Edmund, does it bother him that they are the only couple that hadn't had sex? And obviously, Edmund didn't know this. He didn't know. And she just goes on to say that, you know, she's made people wait 9 months before. She's made people wait weeks, which I think is really good. Sex is actually a very sacred thing. Nowadays, sex is just used... You got people doing all this OnlyFans. You got people doing all this, which is fine. Do whatever you want to do. Get your coin, get that bag, whatever. But you got people doing all these OnlyFans. You got people one night stand, all this type of thing. Sex used to be so sacred. It used to be so sacred. Now it's like, oh, if you're excited, and the other person's excited, y'all will do the boom boom. You get what I'm saying? But I'm glad to see that there's still people out there that will make people wait to make sure that the person is the right person. I'm glad of that. Edmund is now upset that Calibria is making him wait to have sex. Sir, are you okay? How you getting upset at something like that? You should be honored she's making you wait. You should be honored. You should be honored. And you know what? You know what's so mad? The way he was acting, I can't take Edmund seriously. Calibria is actually sitting there with a straight face talking to him. I would laugh in his face. I wouldn't be able to take Edmund seriously. I'm so sorry. I wouldn't be able to take him serious. I can't. I wouldn't. Because why did he start crying? Why did he start crying? What, because Calibria doesn't want to have sex with you? You start crying? Crying, like actual tears, crying. If you don't go back and get that tissue that you wrapped around your head and wipe up, you're crying. Because she doesn't want to have sex with you. You're crying. Guys, can we deep? This man is crying. Tears, crying. This season is not a serious season, you know. This season is actually not a serious season. Like, season 9 has got to be one of the most weirdest seasons so far. Hands down. One of the most weirdest seasons so far. But that's all I got for you guys today. as you lot know, the next set of episodes drop tomorrow. So literally, because I was behind schedule, I would have had today as a break, as a breather. But fortunately, because I enjoy doing these reviews, so it's not really a hassle for me, to be honest. Fortunately, we're right back into it tomorrow. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as you already know, I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers. And also, I literally now have to go and watch Big Brother straight after this and review that. So if you're a Big Brother fan, be sure to tune into that review later on tonight. What's the time? Oh my gosh. Looks like I'll be going to bed late tonight, but it doesn't matter anyway. I ain't worried. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you guys soon. Take care.